back to Light Talk, where the paranormal and the supernatural is a part of our everyday lives. We have an awesome guest for you tonight. I am so excited for the experiences we're going to be having tonight. So let's get started. Go ahead and introduce yourself and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dana. Hi, everyone. Hi, Dana. My name is Kelly S. Jones, and I am somebody who is able to look into your soul and assist you in alignment, empowerment, transformation, self-love. And I do all of that and more through transformational life coaching and also executive clarity coaching, Akashic records, Feng Shui, Chinese astrology, and energy healing, quantum energy healing.
Awesome. That's a lot. And we're going to be talking about a lot of that tonight. And we've already opened up my Akashic records. I hope I say that right. I always feel like I mess it up. So you've already opened up my records.
I have.
So we'll be getting into that a little bit later. But right now we're going to talk about this shui. Feng
Feng
shui.
Shui.
It's
Well,
fun to
yeah,
say, but
I
I
would
can't talk.
listen. I always joke that I got a 10-minute lecture on how to say it in Cantonese, and I never got it right. So I don't hold anybody to their feet to the fire when it comes to that. That's for sure. So I say Feng Shui, right? We've kind of Americanized it here in the West. And, it's a really profound system that allows us to look at the energetics of the earth. So, to the Chinese, there's three major energies: there's heaven, human, and earth. And so, what's fascinating when I started this, I started with the earth energy, and that's what feng shui is. So, a third of our life is affected by our space, our environment, where we're at, which is makes sense, right? They even talk in psychology. It's your environment, it's the influence around you. Well, it's not just what we see, which it's that too, but it's also the unseen. And so classical feng shui is what I've studied. I studied with five world masters. So it's I've done my due diligence is what I'd like to say. And what's interesting is we're getting ready to start into the new year. So we're in the fire horse year almost, and it's going to be, February 2026 before we know it. And maybe this comes out in that month. And the energy patterns shift on an annual basis. So it's actually a really good time for people to, if they've been considering enhancing their space so that they activate the wealth that's hidden there, or if there's health issues, what's going on there that it can look at, relationship. I mean, it really has the capacity to look at. It's like an astrology chart for a home that I look at, and it allows us to activate or deactivate different centers. So I'll give, let's see, one, two, three, four, five. Okay, let me give a tip for everybody. So in the South this year, there's an energy that we want to mitigate. And so I would highly recommend putting metal wind chimes in that area. So you can simply pull out your compass on your phone or what have you and go to the south part of your home, whether it's inside or outside, ideally outside. You put metal wind chimes there. 6 rods is the best because six is a metal energy. And that'll help, right? It'll help to reduce an impact that can really be something detrimental that you don't want to influence you. So feng shui is not just about enhancing positive energies, right? One of my teachers said to me, go stop the bleeding first. I was like, well, that makes all kinds of sense, right? If we got problems, we want to fix the problems first before we then go enhance other things. Otherwise, right, let's say we got all money coming in, but our health is a problem or our relationship is, and it's an imbalance and we don't like that. And then the other really neat thing to me about feng shui is that our Chinese astrology interacts with it, interfaces with it. So our personal astrology tells us where, let's say, we can enhance education or we can enhance relationships or finances, prosperity based on us. You can't go to a Western astrology chart and go, where in my home can I influence my life in a positive way, right? So the astrology is a heaven energy aspect that marries beautifully and nicely up with Feng Shui. And it's interesting. I've got a couple of stories. Like I'll just share one. Right, so we're coming upon an annual energy. Well, I do the foundational energy and then I do the annual energy. So I'm with a client. We've been together for many years, and I was going to her place to do an annual update. So when I get there, right, she was asking, can I put a water fountain outside the bedroom window, right, in the yard? A big one. We're talking Florida, right? So they did big fountains there because the weather allows it.
Allows it,
And
right?
and when I looked at the energy of the place, I was like, oh no, that's not going to be favorable. And I just said no. And I heard spirit say to me, tell her why. Like quickly. I went, oh. So I told her, I said, listen, if you get this, I said, if you forget and you put a water fountain there anyway, and if you get lawsuits, turn the fountain off immediately. A year later, I come back around for next annual update. I see a fountain and it's not running. And I was like, oh, I remembered, right? And so I go in and I say hi and I go, okay, what's the story? And she goes, well, we forgot and we put a fountain in. And within 3 weeks, we were getting sued by our tenants. I didn't know they had properties and they were landlords. She goes, and we remembered as soon as that happened, you told us not to put the fountain there. I was like, oh my gosh. I said, yeah. And she goes, we turned it off immediately. I was like, yeah. And she goes, they went away. I was like, okay. I mean, that just proved to me this stuff is real, right? This isn't, it's both an art and a science, and it's not something that's not founded in case studies and history and thousands of years of the wisdom of the East. So it was nice. It's nice to see when clients come back and say, yes, yep, made a difference and improved things. So I recommend, especially at this time of year, right? New clients, people that have been holding out, now's the time because you get not only the foundational energy, you get the annual recommendations and they last for the whole year.
Oh, nice.
Right? Yeah. And just
Right.
so just
Yeah.
so you know, like I can work remotely. I've been working internationally and, across the US on Zoom for many, many, many years. So I don't have to physically be in your space. And I literally have clients go, you're not even here and you know my space better than I do. I'm like, what can I say? I'm like, I know, yeah,
Well,
right? It's like, yes, you can do that. I promise you. And they do it. And they're like, how did you know? I'm like,
oh,
experience? I don't know.
it
So
just happens, the spirit just kind of moves.
exactly. So it's a system I've been looking at for over, gosh, 25, almost 30 years now.
That's awesome.
Did
That
that
is
spark?
really cool.
Yeah, did that spark any questions for you? Like, what the heck?
Sparked, what do I do in my house? What can in my house, where do I put what to make
Mhm.
a better energy or even to help me grow in my journey, to help inform me, to help? Yeah, that's what was coming through my mind. Okay, you're so,
Sure.
yeah,
Right.
what?
Yeah, and of course, everybody wants to know, right, what's going to be helpful for them personally. And let me just see if what would be a good recommendation other than the metal wind chimes, right? So that's a 2026 annual remedy, right? So you put it up in
So metal
February
winter.
and
Okay.
and then it lasts for the year exactly. Um, One of the things like it's called a power position where you want to sit. So you never want to sit directly in front of a door. You don't want to sleep in front of a bedroom door if you can avoid it. Some people can't, depending on the architecture of the home or the space, right? But that's something that allows you to be in what's called a command position. as opposed to having your back to an entrance or to be looking directly at it. So that's one way that you can absolutely support yourself. And also doorways. It's interesting. I was at a client's house the other day and the doorway. But, I find these doors fascinating where you have two doors to a master bedroom and one is always locked. It's like it doesn't flow. You know what I'm saying? Like the energy is blocked. And not only that, so I would recommend being able to open that door and close it on a regular, that it's not always just stuck and shut. It just blocks the flow. Now, if you have a French door or something like that, where the door is meant to stay closed, meaning you can't open it, that's fine. If it looks like that, right? That's something that's okay.
Okay.
And so not only that, but I would say you want to make sure all your doorways flow easily. Not stuff on the floor, not things blocking the entrance in or out. And as simple as that sounds, it's really profound and it's really important. Why? Because our doorways represent our flow. Are we in flow? Are we allowing things to come to us? Are we blocking things from coming to us? So it sounds simple, but it's also really important. Does that help you a little bit?
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's called
That sounds
form.
good.
Yeah, it's called form feng shui. So it's what we can physically see. Whereas compass feng shui is that like astrology chart. It's called a flying star chart. And so between those two, and then your birthday and a couple of other layers, things, it's like we're turning the wheel, if you will, to pierce as many layers of that with one remedy, one recommendation. So feng shui improves our life. It depends. It depends on how bad our feng shui is and how much improvement can be as a result of it to know how much it can enhance or neutralize things in our life, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of like cleaning house, like getting rid of all
Part
of
of it.
the trash or getting rid of all the junk and making space for the good.
Yep. Yeah.
I
That's a
like how I
great
talk.
place to. Yeah, me too. So it's a great place to start, right? I mean, it's not classical feng shui clutter, and yet it's super important, right? Because it takes our energy. And I also would suggest that people, for example, really focus on what's happening. What imagery do they put up around their house? Because that, it's interesting. The home drops into, it's like the subconscious. As soon as you put something up, how fast do you forget about it? Right? Pretty quick. You might be excited by it for what, 10 days, a month, 2 months. Before you know it, you're not thinking about it anymore. It's dropped into the subconscious. So we forget what we've put up in our space or around in our space. So it's important to double check things around us. Does that still represent who I am, what I'm about, where I'm going? Do I like it? Just because Aunt Susie gave it to me, do I really love it? Right? Is it really
Yeah.
representative of me, or am I just doing this for somebody else? I went into a client's house and she had a big media room, who knows what her mortgage was, and huge, kind of mansion house. And it was like, never use the room. I'm like, it's for guests, it's for the parties. And I'm like, you have those once every 3 months, maybe. So you're paying mortgage on this huge room for people that are barely ever there. So, right. So it helps us to look at our own thinking and what we're doing and why we're doing it. And sometimes that's what I do, right? Just being able to show up. So even just sharing tonight, right? It's like that you can walk around your own space and put a new pair of glasses on. Choose to look at your space from a new perspective, from a how is this impacting me? How is this influencing me? Now that I'm reaware, right, of
Right.
what's
Yeah.
around me, is it important to me? Is it supporting me? And if it's not, right, learning to let go. It's another
Yeah.
big piece. And if things are broken, right? If things are broken, if they're dead, um, if there's something that's missing, like and it's needing to be replaced, that kind of thing, that's also impacting us. And then it matters where in the house. So I'm not going to go into all of this, but for example, every direction is representing a body part. It represents a family member. So something broken in a certain area, let's say the Southwest, that means the wife, it means the mother of the house, it means mother-in-laws, it can be the mother energy. And if something's broken there, maybe the relationship, something's happening in the relationship, and you can repair the space to help the relationship. Kind of interesting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it
Yeah.
goes, right. It can go deep. It can go deep. So, and I really, really enjoy it. I really enjoy helping people. It's interesting. A lot of the women, right? Women wives hire me, and the husbands eventually start tagging along in the house. This is when I do it in person. Well, it's not only in person, it's even on Zoom or, FaceTime, however we're connecting, or WhatsApp. And eventually they're like in on it and they're like asking more and more questions. And it's like, good for
That's
you.
awesome.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just the men hiring me, right? They're interested, they understand, they know, in
Mhm.
businesses. So it's not just home. I work with businesses as well. Right. So that's where a
Whoa.
lot of the male energy will, men will come in and hire me. It's like I know Feng Shui and I'm opening an office or I'm opening a building, whatever. So
Awesome.
yeah.
That is
Yeah.
really cool. That's really cool. I like that. I know my husband and I have been working at trying to clean house
Hmm.
for a while now.
Hmm.
And we'll have a garage sale or, go donate whatever. And it just seems like a week or two later, we have another pile
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
take. So it's like we're always trying to clean things up and trying to work on
Yeah.
dispersing.
Well, it's really it's interesting because I'm going to bring in another layer here, right? It's like we're starting to shift into a new timeline here in 2026. We're in this portal of transformation that's taking place, and it's more important now than ever, right? So this is part of the work in the Akashic Records, work in, my own meditations and connection. And it's more important now than ever to really, what's the word I'm wanting? I mean, you're doing it, right? It's the releasing, it's the letting go, it's the purging. That's the word I'm looking for, the purging of what no longer serves any of us. And it's super important because and it's not even just the things we see, just to take it another step further, which isn't always fun, is the emails, it's the texts, it's the pictures, it's the right, the technological, laptop, phone, things around us that are storing stuff. That's our Akash, right? So now we're kind of jumping into the Akashic records, right? But actually, when I was teaching feng shui for my grandmaster, one of my students introduced me to the Akashic Records, and that's how I ended up getting involved in the Akashic Records and taking training myself back in 2001. And right, so all of this is even in our Akashic Records, right? It's stored in our soul's life recording, and the Akashic Records are referred to also as the mind of God, the library of light. Every spiritual tradition refers to it. So we want to lighten the load, right? Lighten what we've got in our backpack. So
Yeah.
everything you're just talking about right now is really, really, really good. Because you know what? We can't let something new in if we're so stuffed with what we have,
Yeah.
right? I want,
Right.
I want, I want, I want, but it's like there's no place to put it if you got it. So let's create space. So now you have space for something new to come in.
Something that's more important, more higher energy for yourself and more um
aligned.
aligned. Yeah,
Right.
balanced.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good
Yes, I
stuff.
am looking around my room and kind of going, okay.
Believe me, I just moved. So I'm like a little tapped out myself right now, going, okay, but I need, I've done a lot in the last 6 months and I let go of a lot and I moved a lot. And it's like, there's more, there's more. So it's not about judging or, beating ourselves up or any of that, but it's having the intention, it's having the commitment. And it's, like even if it's doing something an hour a month, an hour a week, just go, you know what? This is going to make me feel better. Yeah.
It does. It really does. We just kind of cleaned out a bit of our living room, and it does. It makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. Even just moving like one thing out of the room was like, wow, I feel a bit different.
The energy shifts. Exactly.
Yeah, it really
Exactly.
does.
And again, it's like when you feel that, when you're conscious of that, there's it's important that the mind be kind of put off kilter because and that's why things go into the subconscious so fast, right? It wants to be comfortable. I want to know this and now I'm comfortable. Now I don't have to think about it, right? Like we don't want to be thinking about how to drive. We don't want to be thinking about how to cook something. We don't want to be thinking about how to, we just do stuff. And that's important, right? It's an important piece. But when we want to make change, when we want to do something new or different in our life, and we're in this old routine, moving things in our space actually helps the mind go, wait a minute, that used to be over there. So it stops it and it's good. It interrupts, right? It's like that interrupter. So smart, 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 smart.
Yay.
Yeah. Good job. Good job, Dana. Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, feel good. Feel good.
And you
Awesome.
should,
Yeah. Yeah,
definitely.
that's a lot of information. And but I've kind of heard this before. Um, so that's kind of what's gotten me to wanting to get things out of the house, cleaning
Nice.
up, getting things out. So this will be a good refresher of, okay, we really do need to get moving, get this done, get cleaned up.
Yes. Yeah, and I think there's, while it doesn't have to be all done now, to have a little bit of an urgency is helpful. And now we're going into the fire horse year. And so the fire horse is about enthusiasm, energy, optimism, running forward. But you also want to temper that with patience because there can be an impatience aspect to it as well. And so the impatience could be careful not to throw something out that you don't really mean to, for example, right? Double check. Don't be hasty, in other words. And this year can have a little bit of that kind of get up and go, right? Taking off. So monitor, monitor yourself and monitor that. I mean, I had to just the other day. I was just like, I was running forward with an idea and I was like, oh, wait a minute, got to slow that down. There's some alternative things to think about, right? It was a little too much the blinder, right? Like think about the horse, the blinders are on, and then it's
Yeah,
like, okay, wait a minute. Yeah. So
yeah. Chariots fire need to pull back the horses a little bit.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.
Excellent.
So I
Excellent.
hope, yeah, I hope your audience gets a couple of pointers out of that and gets motivated and inspired, right? Especially like it's kind of, like we walk into January 1st in the West, that's our new year. Well, this is the Chinese New Year. So that energy is still very much alive and happening and available. So take advantage of it.
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm on it.
There you
Because it's
go.
going to change. This year is going to be my big year. This is my big year.
Very
I
nice.
feel a lot of changes going to be happening. I feel a lot of good things happening with me. Um, just feel a lot of energy and growth. I've already felt growth just in the last few weeks of January. Um, so I've already felt a lot of growth going on. So I'm feeling really good about this year.
Well, here's something fun. So this is between the Akashic Records and the Chinese astrology and you, right? So triangulating, if you will, in a way, right?
Okay.
So fire is spirit. Fire horse is like a double spirit, right? So it's two fire energies. So the intuition will definitely heighten, and spirit, the connection with spirit will strengthen as well. And so that will, right? That's interesting. They're showing me a phoenix rising, right? So the energy coming up out of the ashes, but they're also showing me, what's the horse that has the wings? Is it Pegasus?
Yeah, I think it's Pegasus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like flying. So it's interesting, right? It's taking off. So for you and for those who are interested in enhancing intuition and connection, very strong. Very strong.
And that's really kind of funny. You were mentioning two fires, the
Mm-hmm.
horse and the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And I have two candles burning right now.
Oh, nice.
One is a white
Uh-huh.
candle,
Yeah.
and one is the purple candle,
Beautiful.
which is the spirit, both of them, and the intuition, the
Yeah.
purple.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. It's going to be very
Excellent.
supportive this year. Yeah. Yeah. And ground yourself. Stay grounded, right? So all this up energy, right? Like fire goes up and fire spreads, okay? But you also want to stay grounded. So stay grounded in yourself, and that's for all of us too, but especially you, stay grounded in yourself and pace. It's a pacing, right? Peaceful pace, pace forward. Clear next vision, make that next step. Clear next vision, go to that next step, one vision at a time. I don't know what your plans are, but they're showing me like monthly. Every month there's a new goal by the end of that month and a new goal by the end of that month. So if that, I don't know if you've already done that or
I
tip.
um if they say this is good or bad, let me know whatever they say about this because I actually got onto GPT thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. And we had been talking a little bit and they had given me a plan to get to my business, having my business open and running and able to come out of the corporate world. And it had given me like 2 months of this and the 6 months. So there's the month by month. And then
Break it down
it's broken down
every
to
month.
where this is my goals. These are my goals. So
Perfect.
there it
Perfect.
is.
Perfect. And definitely break it down though per month, right? So whatever their 2 month, what are you going to do in the first month? And then what are you going to do the next month? And if it's 6 months, what else are you going to do that month, right? To meet that goal in the same, they're going to overlap the 2 and the 6. Yeah. Or are they going to
Okay.
be stacked, right? One behind the other? Yep. Yep.
Okay.
That's going to really, and it'll help you feel motivated and inspired that you're actually reaching your goals. It's like, okay, I reached it instead of just, wondering, am I getting there? Am I getting there? Am I getting there? Okay.
Awesome. And
All
they're
right.
okay with going with chat GPT.
Nothing's wrong with running it through chat, but don't forget to run it through you.
It felt good when I did it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
And you'll
where,
keep,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, it just it felt good to me. It resonated with me. So it was like, okay, good.
Yeah. So your Akashic team, right, is suggesting that you keep tracking, right? So it's like you're doing it. How does it feel? Is it resulting in what it is that feels most inspiring and supportive and hopeful and helpful to you? Okay. And then
Okay.
take that next step. And if you need to like turn a fork in the road a little bit to go, it's almost, but now something new has introduced itself to reveal what the next true step is. So it can enhance the one in front of you, right? Like, I don't know. Let's say you were going to send one email a week, and all of a sudden you're like, no, I really need to do two a week, right? So
Okay.
one was right before, but now that I've moved along the path, something new is being introduced. So nothing is, it's like everything is fluidic now. They're sharing, right? Everything is fluidic. So there's not too much where, and it's good. They kind of like this idea of 6 months, not too far down the path. We can't do that anymore. Things are changing so rapidly and so quickly. So you need to stay right on your toes, stay grounded on your toes and aware, paying attention. Is this still feeling good? Is this still right? Is there something more that's introducing? And check with your friends and family. Like keep getting their feedback. Are you getting any of their feedback at this time?
No, I'm
And
not actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they'd like you to kind of involve them. Like kind of what did they it's like it takes a village to raise a child, right? It's like having that community to support and share so you don't feel all alone, number one. Number two, you're going to get some good, valuable feedback. Like,
Okay.
is there something I'm missing? Is there something you see that I don't see? And you can take it or leave it, right?
Right.
But they can also be representative of who your people are, right? Who your clients are going to be, what your business is going to look like. And by bringing them in and involving them, they might go, hey, did you see that place down the street? They've got a room for rent or whatever it might be.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. I have gotten a few people giving me some feedback on things, and I have
Okay.
changed it to what they were saying. So I thought,
Okay.
okay, well, if nothing else, we can try it. So
Right.
um I have gotten that. So yeah,
Good.
awesome.
Good job, Dana.
That's
Nice. Nice.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. I'm gonna grow some more. I am on this. I'm on this path.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yeah, the Akashic records are pretty amazing, right? I communicate with yours, mine, individuals, groups, even masters, teachers, and loved ones. And they're always in a state of unconditional love and non-judgment. And that's always, one of the gifts I'd say, even superpowers I hold is the ability for people to feel safe and to know that they can trust me, right? And what's beautiful is the records bring forth that information as well, information that's truly beneficial, helpful, guiding to help us know what's the next best step. And a lot of people look at the records and think past life or past life only because, it's a recording, yes,
Right.
but, right? But it's not just the past, it's the present and it's the potential future. Right. So, based on this choice today, what might the outcome be? What trajectory am I on? But it's always about the present moment, that we're always living in just the now. And so we'll go and perhaps pull a past life if it relates to now, if it's helpful now. Otherwise, it's not, I've only had one session where somebody showed up and they just wanted to know who they were in this past life and that past life. And it was the most flat, boring, unproductive session. And I was like, wow, what was that? And it was just just to be curious, and there was no meat to that person's life and moving themselves forward or healing or shifting or transforming. So it's nice to be able to share that with people so that they understand they can get some real movement. They can get some real changes when they approach the records with those kind of questions that say, what do I need to know and how can I improve this, or that type of mindset, heart set, and some really, so the wisdom that can come forward sometimes is confirmation of what you already know. Like, I was already doing that. That's nice to know. I wasn't sure. Sometimes it's brand new information. Never thought of that. I was like, oh, wow. But like you, right, when you hear it, it so resonates. Like when your friends even said something to you, it's like, well, I'm going to give that a try. It sounded good. It felt right. Chat GPT, right? We're always using ourselves as that filter to go, this resonates. And what's really nice is the guides, the masters and teachers never take away our free will. So they never assume they know best for you and they're going to tell you what to do, right? Because they don't want to take your power away. They'll make recommendations for you to be empowered to say yes, no, or whatever you might decide to do. And they're always going to back you up. They're never going to say you're wrong, right? That's such a human trait, wrong, bad.
Right, right. So when I'm coming up with all of these, the feelings, like something will come up and I'll say, oh, well, I'll just go with that, or um, chat GPT and all of that. Is that like a sense of claircognizance? Because I almost feel like it's just like it's a knowing, but it's like the knowing of what questions to ask, that right question to ask to get that one message to go further. Is that kind of what I'm doing? Is
Yeah,
using, okay.
exactly. Right. And even in an Akashic session, it's you're using that, right? It's that the body as an instrument that like you said, claircognizance, right? Is that direct knowing. And it's just feels right. It's that, and the clairsentience, right? That's the feeling body as well. So often is a combination of those two. And I've got all my senses open. Those are my strongest too, though, right? Like I'll get direct downloads, for example. So that's just direct knowing. I'll have feelings about something. Oh, that feels like, and it's finding the precise words that convey, right? This is a light language. Okay, it's a library of light. It's a recording in light. It's not in this dimension. It's in another dimension. And so we're right, it's like we're accessing through this, we're accessing the subconscious and the superconscious through this field, this infinite field of potential. And so we're trying to distill it down into vocabulary you and I understand to convey exactly what that energy, frequency, vibration, actually is. What's that signature? So that I call myself like a reporter. I'm reporting what that is, what is being transmitted to convey. So you're picking up, right? That kind of like that frequency, right? Turning the dial on a radio, we're tuning in. You're tuning into an answer. You're tuning into that knowing. I want to know this. I'm bringing forth that. I intend this. So we all have that ability. It's innate in all of us. Some stronger than others, which is fine, but that was the soul choice.
So
But
is that
2026, it's getting stronger for everyone. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So with that, so with the claircognizance, let's see if I can get this to word right. So we have free will, but when we get the download and the knowings, is that just the message then? I think I might be answering my own question here, but um, it's the message that we're getting to go on our own path, but we have that still that free will of taking that message and moving forth. So, okay. Okay.
Right.
So they are helping us. They are bringing in this information and we're using it to move forward into what the ideal, what is best for us is what they're giving us, but we have the choice to go for it. Okay.
Correct.
That was a
Right.
long-winded one, but
No, that's okay. But I mean, but because it's really important, right? And it's it's like that sense of I know not to do this or I know to do that, right? Let's say it's, you're getting nudged to go to the grocery store and get something, and then your mind kicks in and goes, no, I don't feel like it right now. And then a snowstorm comes like this and you can't get out. And you go, I had the message to go, but I chose not to. I chose not to listen. So, right, that's spirit, our spirit, our guardian angel, our guides helping us and talking to us. So, the more aware we become of those moments in time throughout our day, they're constantly communicating with us. And sometimes it looks like we just think we're thinking it even. And it's
Yeah.
not us thinking it. We're being given the thought. We're being given the message to act on something. God bless you.
No, no,
Right?
cough.
Oh, yeah.
Got a tickle in there. Maybe they're trying to tell me something. I'm
Yep.
saying the right thing because it feels like that kind of tickle. So I
Uh-huh.
feel like
The
they're
throat
talking to me
chakras.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting activated.
Yeah. Okay. We're
Yeah.
moving on.
Yes. We're doing good. We're doing good.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome. That's a great feeling. And that kind of brings us to another thing with just the feelings like that. Because when I get like right now there's like a tickle in my throat, but I don't know what would get cause that little tickle, except for
energy,
it, would that be
right? It's
that's just
energy.
the energy.
Right. So to me, what's happening is there's an activation going on in your throat chakra. Right. So it's also like that when someone says something and you get chills and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
like that just went through my, right, washed through my body or, my hands are, or my crown chakra is exactly, right? So you're being activated and I'm hearing upgraded as well. So there's an upgrade taking place. Yep. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you,
Right, because
everyone.
sometimes we have to clear things, right? What's going on that we need to clear in the throat and the hands and our solar plexus, different areas. The energy can get stagnant. And it's like, I mean, it can be going through a grocery store that can stagnate us or throw our energy off. We could walk by somebody and, it's kind of like we pick up hitchhikers. And it's just
Yeah.
like, it's like, when you walk outside and you get the hitchhikers on your pants or, your jacket or something, it's like we can see that. So when we get home, for example, we have to pay attention to how am I feeling? Am I all of a sudden irritated? Am I tired? Is it out of the norm? Like what's happening? And when we pay attention and we can clear ourselves, right? Energetically. So you're shifting upwards.
Yeah. Because I get these different feels and I know it is some sort of energy thing, but then
Mhm.
my ego wants to tell me different. So I'm fighting my ego saying, no, this is something's going on right here. Something is actually happening. I just
Good.
know it. I just know it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
like my,
you can name it and claim it too. Right? So
okay.
then the ego starts to recognize it's not in charge of deciding what something is for you, right? And the more you realign or align yourself in that direction, the more present you become, the more aware you become, the more you're expecting that energy, and that's positive.
Yeah. And I feel that. I feel that
Yeah,
change. I feel like I'm feeling more with my chakras, like the energies in a lot of them. I'm feeling them more.
nice. Interesting. Trust
Hmm.
that you're feeling them more. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
It's making me think of when back in 2014, I was setting up a new healing space. I had moved and I was setting up a massage table. It was my favorite space in the whole house just to go lay down on it. It just was like just such a deep connection for me. and literally coming out of the ceiling into my crown chakra. I mean, it felt like it was barreling down. And it was do Christ light, Light, Christ light transmissions. So Dana, I literally ducked. I ducked and looked up and I was like, okay, yes. Yeah, you say yes to the divine. You don't argue. You say yes. So I said yes. And I was like, but you have to tell me what they are and how to do them. And it's interesting, right? Because just what you're describing is some of the work that I see and I do when it comes to working with people. And again, that's something I do not only in person now, I'm doing things in person again, but remotely as well. So it's about looking inside the energetic of the physical body, but it's to see the mental and the emotional and the spiritual levels of what's going on, right? So when you're talking tickling, that's the feeling piece, but what else is happening on the etheric or energetic level as well? So that, right, that's something that's moving in a positive direction in a way that's trying to clear something. So, right, kind of like the tube, the energy can flow better. And that's what I notice in the Christ light transmissions, right? I also call them quantum energy healing. I've worked with actually Rosalind Bruyere is one of my teachers. I didn't do a whole lot of training with her, but I did some, and she's pretty world renowned. And it was pretty profound working and doing that. So I was like, okay, now I know why God is having me do this. And I did the Reiki training, like, many of us have done. So this is not Reiki, but it's similar, Um, and it's interesting because we store in our energy body stories, right? The stories of our past and where things can be stuck, where I didn't forgive Uncle Joe, my husband or spouse did something to me. Um, Children, what our children have done or didn't do, right? It's like, as they've said, we've heard it, the body keeps score. So this is one powerful modality to actually help move the energy along, see it, right? Witness it, see it, let it be heard, and then allow it to move on into the light. So, yeah.
And that right there, it sounds like that's kind of like a shadow working too. So you're
It's
getting
like what?
shadow work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah, different, just a different form, a different form. Yeah, because sometimes we need to get right. We talked about this before. It's like getting the mind out of the way. When you're doing a
Right.
Christ-like transmission, you're just relaxed. Now your mind is out of the way. So now
Mhm.
things rise up to the surface that the body wants to be. And what's interesting, it's like when I work, I trust spirit so much that what needs to be revealed will be, and it will be revealed in the order of which it's appropriate for the healing to take place. Right? Our mind is like, I want to be done, or I want this, or I want to be over here. And it's like, yeah, but you're here. And this is what's ready to heal if you but be present for it. So that's one of the things I really like. It's like the conscious mind is out of the way. My teacher said, yes, I let my clients come in and I show them. I never did this, nor would I, but she's like, I bring out the duct tape. She goes, you got 5 minutes to tell me what's going on, and then if you don't be quiet, I'm duct taping your mouth. Right, because we get, I mean, and it's our human
Yeah.
nature. We want to be heard, right? We want to be
Right.
heard. We want to be heard and witnessed in our pain. And we want to, right? And we get caught up in our story, but we think it's the story. I mean, listen, I've done it too, right? It's like we think it's all about the story, but the story is just it's just the top layer of what's going on underneath that's really wanting our attention. The story started it. It's like, yeah, give me some of the pieces that are going on, and then I don't need you to say anything else. Now, that doesn't mean I don't dialogue, for example, throughout it, which I go, okay, I'm feeling this, or they might tell me they're feeling something, and it's like, all right, well, let's talk about that. And sometimes we talk about it, sometimes we don't. And I know we don't need to, but it makes them feel better, like the mind, right? To calm the
The
mind
mind.
down. Well,
Yeah.
I got a very curious mind, so I get it, you know? What are you
Yeah.
doing? What's happening? You know? Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I'm the same way. I'm the same way. And I'm going through another change, another growth within of a shadow, one of my shadows. So I'm the company I work with, it's been a real struggle for me,
mm,
very high struggle. And I have left and came back knowing of the struggles. And I'm like, sometimes I think, why did I come back? But then it's like, I know I came back. I know I came back for a reason. There is a reason. And I'm finding that reason as time goes by. The longer I'm here, the more information I find. And I've just recently got yet another layer
oh
peeled
no.
up so that I'm understanding more and more of the shadow. I'm understanding, yes, this is my shadow. This is something I really need to work with, and I am trying to work on it. And yeah, it's just amazing. I feel like I've been bipolar lately, but because it's like,
Don't
oh my God.
worry.
Oh, yeah, no, like I'm
Exactly.
crazy.
You're
But
in you're in perfect company and you're in right on talk, right on time. You're right on time. And well, it's
yeah,
interesting because that's a
feel it.
lot of the work I do in the Akashic records and a lot of the work I do in the coaching, right? Is helping people see themselves, right? I call this the dance of mirrors.
Oh,
So
okay.
we're in a dance of mirrors. So, right, we're getting these reflections all the time. And if we're not aware that something's going on within us that's attracting that to us, we're going to think it's them. I
Hmm.
love it when my clients come to me and they're like, they, and he did this and she did that. And it's just like, mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
we've all done it, right? But when you start waking up, when you start becoming aware, when you're starting to take radical responsibility for your life and what's happening in it. And it's not easy all the time, but it sure is rewarding, where you just go, okay, this is the name of the game. And we start refining, right, the belief structures, the thinking, the apparatus of the mental framework that we operate from, and even our conditioning, right? Healing that conditioning, forgiving it, and then healing it and saying, oh, this is part of what my soul came in here to learn, grow, and do. And oh, you're my teachers. Thank you. Right?
Exactly. It's been quite amazing. I watch myself and it's so amazing. Even just like 6 months ago, a
Mm,
whole different person. A
yeah.
whole different person. I'm really trying hard to be that better person and helping out my shadows and saying, okay, Dana, you know, this happened when you were young, and that's fine, but it's okay now. We don't have to put that onto other people. We
Mm,
don't have to do that. We can work with it ourselves. We got this. We understand it. Now, let's not put our irritations, our frustrations, our anything onto others because we understand it. Let's just hug it out, kind of thing. And I am seeing a difference. I am seeing a big difference. I don't know if
mm.
anybody else is, but I am. And that's all that matters to me. But
Yeah, you're feeling it.
I'm
Exactly.
feeling it. I don't have as much fire in me now. I have a lot more sun, a lot more light. Um, I'm not ready to just ounce anybody, but I'm ready to just let it happen.
Yeah.
Just let it happen now. And it's nice. It's really nice. I feel much better. And I'm even seeing other things growing, like my Claire's are all getting a little better now. And it just feel like I said earlier, I'm feeling movement. There's
Mhm.
movement and I like it. I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. Right. Because what happens is you come to a place of stillness where the things that triggered you before don't trigger you anymore. And there's a peace, right? There's a peace around things, and there's a empowerment where you recognize it's not about you if something's happening, right? Because here's the deal, and this is what's interesting, is it's not only that, yes, the external world can change, but if it doesn't, you change in relationship with it. And a lot of people, right, it's just like, no, none of this is ever going to happen. Well, that may not be true. You might still have all of that stuff happen, but how you interface with it, it's like, oh, okay, no
Yeah.
big deal. And we might get tested again and again on the same thing until we've actually cleared it all out. And that's okay too, right? Because we get down on ourselves where it's like, am I doing this again? Am I doing this again? It's like, yes, in a way, it looks like again, but there's something new about it. There's something ready to actually, right? There's more that's wanting to clear up and out. So you're not crazy, right? You haven't done anything wrong, and you're right where you need to be. And maybe even just hearing that's going to help somebody out there to go, okay, that's helpful to know. Yeah.
All right, everyone. Pat on the backs. We're doing it. We got it. Yes.
Exactly. We are all doing well.
Yes, we
Exactly.
are. We are on top of it. Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that it's kind of working my questions and everything to the records was if they could say something about where my destination is. What is my what is it? What is for my contract for the greatest good? Yeah. Did that come out right?
Well, it's interesting because I'm wanting to ask you, how is it? I like saying, how is it you want to play in the world? So you're talking about, right, wanting to leave corporate, right? And
Mm-hmm.
do step into your own path. And what is that path? What is it you think that path is?
Oh, see, I'm not sure. I mean, I've had people tell me psychometry I'm good at, a medium. When I first found out about what this whole world is, I instantly knew I wanted to be a medium and a channeler. So that there has been like my top things I want to work towards to get going on because it was just there and I really didn't even know what they were, to
So
be honest.
here's what
Yeah.
your guides are saying and suggesting, that you do it every day.
Okay.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Every
Every day they're suggesting you're reading somebody. You're reading something every day
Okay.
without fail, religiously.
Okay.
Like it's got to be, this hour of the day, whether it's 7 to 8 or whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever your time is, it's a holy grail, holy hour. Nothing else is like nothing else matters. Do you have children? I mean, you don't have to answer that. I'm just like, right, like make them in bed. If you do, they're in bed. Like, just, do you know what I'm saying? So it's like it
Okay.
works with you and you don't feel pulled, right? That your energy is not being pulled away from because you've got other responsibilities that you're wanting to take care of. So definitely create sacred space, create sacred time, and every day that's going to be super important for you. Because
Okay.
what you want it to feel like is it's like secondhand. Like I could do this in my sleep if I had to. I could do this jumping out of bed. I could do this rushing. I could do this tired. I could do this at any time.
Okay.
And that will help you, right? That'll help strengthen you. And you'll be like, well, of course I'm going to do this. Right now, you don't have that, of course I'm going to. You've got more of a how am I going to instead of course I'm going to.
Okay.
Does that resonate?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
So it's really about a commitment and a dedication and they're telling me that you're wondering, like I could feel as soon as I was going to share that with you, that you're wondering, well, who am I going to work with every day? Is that
Yeah.
accurate? So they're okay and they'll work with you and help you even if you go online to find somebody and you watch them for 5 minutes on a YouTube or you find them on a podcast, somebody that you're interested in, and you sit down with pen and paper and you channel their spirit. They'll guide you. Who, right? You can ask, who do you, right? I don't have a human being that's in my presence or on the phone with me right now. Who do you want me to channel? Who do you want me to work with? What do you want me to know about them? Right?
Okay.
And they want you to keep this in your journal. There will be things that you're going to start seeing patterns, repeating patterns. And those repeating patterns are going to be informative of you. And you're going to, in some part of you, your ego is going to go, well, am I just making this up? That was the same as this one and this one and this one. But what it's going to be is a pattern to help you recognize you're actually tapping in.
Ah,
Did you get that?
okay. 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 Oh, yeah. Okay. 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 Because I was doing that when reading cards, oracle cards every morning. I was doing that every morning. And I got to this point just like that, that it was like it's the same thing over and over and over. So it's like, well, so I set it aside.
That's the ego.
Oh,
That's
nice.
showing you, oh, I got it here and I got it here and I got it here. Do you see what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, I'm now picking that up on a regular. That's good. And I don't know if you are, I think, well, if you're married or have a significant other, it would also be helpful. And they don't have to directly receive it, but you could work with the tarot. If you do that, did you just say in the morning? Tarot in the morning?
Oracle in the morning.
So Oracle, so you could Oracle your partner in the morning for the day. And at the end of the day, how was your day? And see what you got in the morning if it matches what you get information wise at the end of the day. Do you see? So now you have some feedback. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
So strengthen your foundation. Strengthen that. I got this. Yeah, of course. Okay, they wanted to give you that as your little mantra. Of course I've got this.
Of course, I've got this.
Of course I've
Of
got this.
course.
Like tell that, right? That inner child of you, the subconscious in you. Of course I've got this. And you're speaking from your superconscious. You're speaking from your soul, your higher self. Of course I've got this. Right? Can you feel that shift just as I said that? Like align with your soul, your higher self, and talk to that part of you that's afraid, right? That doesn't know or isn't sure, and say, of course I've got this.
Of course, I've got this. Of
Exactly.
course.
Exactly.
Of course, I've got this.
Exactly. Can you feel that? It's just like now you're aligned with this part that goes, well, yeah, I've got this. Of course I've got this.
Why
I
would I
you
hesitate? I've got this.
right. And the part of you that's in fear doesn't. That's why it's in fear. Because it
Oh,
doesn't have it. And it's trying to figure it out. Like, what do I have to do to convince myself? Well, you don't have it. I have it. Me, my higher self, me as my higher self. And you're that person too, right? So you're expressing both Which one are you aligning with and expressing more, right? So that's what we're in that shift from. We're shifting from expressing more as our ego self to more as our heart, our soul, our true self. That's what's happening. Good job.
Got this.
Yeah, of course. Of course,
Chris.
I've got this. I'm going to adopt that. I love these things that come through, right? They're so helpful. Here, I'm going to write that down. Hold on. I'm joining you.
Get my nose here too.
What?
I got my nose going here. Big letters too. Of course I've got this.
Of course you
Chris.
do.
I've always known I've had this. I've always known. Well, of course I've got this.
There you go.
Of course.
There you go. Right. So that becomes the conviction that you have inside you that's real. And then that becomes the piece that you share from. You get that tarot card, you get that hit, you're holding that, right, that ring or what have you, and you feel something and you're like, this is what's coming through. You don't judge it. You don't second guess it. You say, here, this is what's coming through. And I can't tell you how many times, right? Like I've been there and I've done it. And it's like, I'm clueless, right? I am clueless. And man, it lands and they're just like touched. I'm like, what just happened for you? Because I don't know, right? I don't know what this piece of information means, for example, right?
Right.
But to them, a world just opened up, or their heart was touched, and it's just like, yeah, who am I, Kelly, to get in the way of that? Right? It's a little, right? It's egotistical, but it's in a way, right? It's that selfish part to want it, it's like,
Right.
relax, go crayon, go color over here. You color over there while we do our work over here. And right, and that part of ourselves needs to be honored and acknowledged, and right, because it's to be in service to us. It's not to be our master. So of course you've got this. And so do I. And so does everybody that's listening.
Yes. Of course we all have this.
Yep,
We all
exactly.
have this. Absolutely, of course.
Yeah. So any true heart desire that we have, of course we can have it,
Of course.
right? And so if it's not happened now, then it's a divine timing thing, right? It's like the red light, green light, or what is it? Green, yellow,
Yellow.
red light, right? So it's like if we're sitting at a red light, it's protecting us. If it hasn't happened yet, it's protecting us. It's not telling us it's never going to happen. It's telling us we have maybe more prep work to do or shadow work to do or whatever, right? And yeah, we can get impatient, but that's okay. Be impatient. Let that be, honor that emotion, and then get back into alignment to go, okay, it's coming. Of course it's coming. My heart desires that. Of course it's coming.
Of course.
Great reminder for me too, right? Not everything I've wanted has come to pass yet. And so it's all good.
Of course we have it.
Yes.
Of course we've got this. Of course. You know what? Oh, I'm going to make me a shirt like that. Of course I've got this.
I love that. I just made a sweatshirt the other day. I
Of
love my
course.
life. I love being me. Right? I feel
Right.
good. Those things feel good. That's important. Putting those affirmations, and again, right, it drops into the subconscious. Put the right things in your subconscious, in your environment, in your space, what you wear. I mean, some of the t-shirts and things I see sometimes are like, oh, good God. They're like heavy, they're butcher, like they're just like you're wearing that vibration. So it's like that's important. Pay attention to what are you putting on your body.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it matters. It
Yeah.
matters.
I didn't think much about colors or anything until, because I don't really have any, uh, I shouldn't say this. But I have a lot of volunteer shirts that have their little logo and stuff on it.
Mhm.
But anymore, I tend to look at the color of the shirt anymore. And I go with the color. Okay, what do I feel like I need today? What is the color that what chakra needs worked on today? That's the color I wear. So it's like I am more color focused, more color purposely
I think,
wearing
yeah.
the color.
I think that's real. I love hearing that. I think that's another great message to share with people. Hold on.
Mhm.
I think how we feel, and I do the same thing. It's just like I put something on, it's like doesn't feel right. It's not emanating and representative, right, of where I'm at today or where I want to be at. The other thing I would say, based on the shirts that you're talking about, love that you're focusing on the color. I would also encourage you look at all the messages and make sure it again, right? It's going in the subconscious. So
Yeah.
is it the vibration, right? Nothing's wrong with it, but are the ones that you've got and where are they the vibration that represents you and where you're going? Very important. Right? I mean, there's one
Yeah.
thing, right? So it's kind of interesting, even the mindset, oh, I got a free shirt, or you know what I mean? It's just like, well, that versus the vibration, the new shirt's not going to give you more than that vibration. So if the vibration is low, but I got a new shirt, you're lowering your vibration. You see? If you love the message, then that shirt helps raise your vibration. To make you understand what I'm saying, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's super important. Yeah, it's so interesting. I'm just having some internal thoughts and I'm not going to share them. I think it would be triggering to people, and I don't want to trigger people as if I don't care, but when we parade around messaging that focuses on things that are not of high, health, wellness, and well-being, then we're focusing our energy there, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying to put our head in the sand. I'm not saying any of that. Okay, yeah, they're correcting me in a way. So the correction is, thank you. I love them.
Yep.
The correction is it depends on our relationship to the messaging.
Yes. 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 I totally, totally get that.
Right.
I totally get
So if
that.
I'm in anger and grief and depression about it, and I'm putting it on my car for that reason or whatever, then it can be heavy. If it's, yeah, let's, create the cure, if it's wanting to love those who are afflicted by something, you know what I'm saying? Like then there's a passion and a drive and a love, right? It's going out with a love vibration. Very, very, very different, right? Even like you saying fiery, right? That's like we all have rage and anger inside of us. And it's like,
Right.
what flame are we gonna activate, our love and passion or our rage and anger? And so, even what we watch on television or what conversations we are engaged in with people. And it's like staying conscious and aware is a very helpful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another one I'm working on is my conversations.
Mm.
I'm working on conversations. I am working on um, changing that vibration in my wording, in my conversations, and all of that. Because, of course, I've got this. I've got this higher communication, a higher
Calling.
yeah, higher calling.
Yeah.
So of course I can do this. Of course I am doing this. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's feeling good.
Yeah. I like you said that too about the conversations that we have because, you know, I had I had a thought. It's been about 5 or 6 months ago, maybe not that long ago, and I was like, who's talking? Right? When I'm talking, who's actually talking? And it
That's
relates
deep.
to what, yeah, exactly. It's like I'm gonna have to think about that one again. But it's like it's
Yeah.
related to what you're saying, right? Because it's if I'm not paying attention to who's talking, then I can, right? I can say things like, oh, maybe, or I'm trying, or, again, get relaxed or lazy or complacent.
Ego.
Exactly. Right. So,
You go
so I think
ego.
who's,
And yeah,
yeah.
I'm trying to let ego step aside and say, because ego in this sense has definitely gotten me in trouble. So ego is being pushed aside. I am now bringing in the light to help me heal from the shadows so
Mhm.
that I can not push the shadows out, but help
Integrate.
the shadow. Yeah, integrate the shadow with the love
Mhm.
so that I am, and that goes with the mantras I do in the mornings. I build it all up and everything. And I said, love only in and love only out. And I'm seeing that now. I'm starting to see that my conversations are not in ego so much anymore. It's now
Yeah.
disappearing and the light is coming in. It's
Mm.
getting brighter.
Beautiful.
So, yes, I see a big difference in that. Let's say I've been doing a lot of changing here lately, and it's been awesome.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. I hear it.
You know why? Because
Why?
of course I can do this.
Indeed. Amen. Amen. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
good. That's good.
So it's awesome. It's awesome. And I think you pretty much answered everything that I was going to ask
Nice.
with the records. So I want to thank everybody,
The team.
everybody, the whole team, and nothing but the team. So help me all. Um, because I love it. I love you guys' help. I love everybody's input. I love the love that you give me, um, the encouragement, the support. I love it all. And I love it.
It's a good word, encouragement. I had a friend encourage me today and it was helpful, right? I have all this snow to get my car out so I can drive. I'm snowed in right now and it's like, but I got encouraged and it's a really important word. So it'd be a lovely year for us to not only be open to being encouraged, but to encourage others. So how about if we leave that with the audience? Yeah, and each other.
I
Yeah,
love that. I
yeah,
love that.
nice,
Yeah. I
nice.
love that. Encourage.
Yeah, encouragement. Right, because we're finding courage, the courage within ourselves to move forward. And that's part of what you're doing. It's part of what I'm doing. It's what we're all doing right on the face of the earth. I mean, there's so many huge changes going on. We need courage. We need to know, right? What is it? Of course, I've got this.
Of course, I've got this.
All of this. We've all got this. Even when it doesn't feel like we do, we actually do. And that's the piece we want to keep aligning to. So if we leave one message, it's going to be those two then, right? The encouragement, having the courage and to know that you can do this. And sometimes we just have to slow down, right? Like you were talking about in the beginning, centering, taking a breath. I mean, it was for me an intense day as well, right? And it was just like needing to
Yeah.
just like recenter, reconnect. Yeah, so important. So important. That's where the clarity comes in. So it's interesting because that's the coaching I do, right? Connection, clarity, and coherence. So when we connect with our true self, we can get that clarity and then we can act coherently. We know what needs to happen and we go actually do it. And that makes the creations, right? The be do have. So And it's, it's not rocket science, and it doesn't necessarily have to be fast, just consistent. So
Of
here's
course,
to,
we've got this
yes,
encouragement. Of course, we've got it.
exactly.
Of
Yeah.
course, we've got the love. Of course, we've got everything.
Amen.
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 Well, this was lovely. So I appreciate you allowing me to share just insight and wisdom and different tools that people can use and access and know are available to them, and to have the courage and to to know they can make a difference and change things in their lives for the better if they're feeling that's what they're needing and wanting now. So I appreciate you. Yeah.
Oh, I appreciate you. I appreciate all my family. Um, as I call my light family, I appreciate you all. And
Nice.
yeah, every last one of you, everybody.
Love you all.
I'm gonna cry. I'm emotional right now. This is this has been a lot. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for doing this. And if this helps anybody out at all in any way, let me know. Put it in the comments below. Let us know how this has helped, because I don't know, I got a lot out of this. And
Great.
yeah, it's gotten me kind of choking up. So we're gonna go ahead and take off. Thank you
And did
again for
I,
being on the show.
you're welcome. Did I give you the gift for your audience? If you'd like, I'd be happy to share Strategize with Your Future Self MP3. So I can give you the link to put in the description if you'd like.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, it's been
Absolutely.
an
There you
honor.
go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Um, thank you, everyone. So much. I appreciate it. All right.
Bye for now.
We'll see everybody next time. Thank you.